Everyone thought he was a weak orphan in a new world with E-rank skills, but he takes revenge on everyone by destroying them. Mimo was a troubled kid who got abused in his own house by his mother's new boyfriend after his father's death. The poor kid got beaten up every day while getting barely anything to eat as he cowered in the corner covering himself, while his horrible mother watched the television, ignoring her shouts of pain. He ended up growing up to be a lonely kid who was weak and didn't have any confidence. He wakes up from a nightmare of getting beaten up by his stepfather when he hears the bully of his class named Sho messing with a nice girl named Aya. He takes away her book and waves it around the air, making fun of her for reading girly novels, because this negative imbecile can't understand that a girl will read girly novels. Mimo imagines how, in a TV show, he would stop the bullying and win everyone's admiration, but he knows that in reality, no one on the bus cares, and if he stands up for her, his weak frame will only get him beaten up. Most popular students support Sho, while the others laugh along to avoid being targeted. The teacher is useless, asleep, as Sho relentlessly demands the girl's phone number. Before he realizes it, Mimo stands up, looking Sho in the eye, and tells him to leave Aya alone. Sho laughs, calling him a simp and weak, when suddenly Kiri, the most popular guy in class, tells Sho to give the book back. Sho obeys and returns the book to the girl, then moves on to bully another nerd, Yasu. Mimo questions why he stood up for Aya, an unusual act for him, but before he can dwell on it, everyone on the bus is transported to a different world. They are all utterly bewildered as they stand in a completely unknown place while a hot god stands atop a bridge and introduces herself as the goddess Visai. She explains that every time when the threat of a demon king appears, the kingdom of Alien summons brave warriors from a different world to defend their kingdom. 200 years ago, the Demon King almost demolished their entire kingdom. But thanks to some heroes, the Demon King was soundly defeated and the entire demon army was destroyed. Unfortunately, the Demon King has gotten resurrected, which is why they have all been teleported to this world, to fight as the new heroes who will put an end to the Demon King. The students are utterly confused as they wonder whether they are dead, or is it some kind of a prank? Their teacher tells them to stay quiet and instructs them to hear what the goddess has to say. Mimo looks at the old architecture, the soldiers wearing armor and holding spear, and the goddess with the golden eyes, before pinching himself to check if he is dreaming. Kiri ends up speaking and asks the goddess what will happen if they don't cooperate with her, to which the goddess smiles and claims that she won't be able to send them back to their world. Kiri asks whether there really is a way to go back, and Visai replies that there is a reverse summoning ritual which can send them back. But to get that, they will have to kill the Demon King, as they will require a special part called the evil element, which will only drop if he dies. Sho screams at her for calling them to a new world without giving them a choice, and refuses to help. But Visai goes down on one knee, and begs them to help save her kingdom from destruction. Aya speaks up and tells the goddess that they are just humans who can't really do anything, but Visai promises that they have abilities that they had no idea about. Sho still thinks that all of this is a joke, so Visai decides to prove it, and calls forth a prisoner of war and a giant demon dog. She lets the giant demon dog loose, and it immediately lunges at the prisoner before killing him. Some of the girls are horrified at this and fall to their knees, while Visai looks at the demon before chanting a spell and completely blasting the monster into flames, removing it from existence. She calls the students forward and tells them that they are going to measure their latent abilities. One by one, all the students walk up to a crystal ball and check their abilities as it glows in different colors. After the nerds were through, Sho walks up to the crystal, and as soon as he puts his hand over the crystal, it starts glowing a bright red color. The goddess looks happy and claims that he has a rank skills. Finally, Kiri goes ahead, but as soon as he puts his hand over the ball, it starts glowing a bright golden before exploding. After that, Aya heads up, and even she turns out to be S rank, and after some more students, another girl walks up who turns out to be S rank. The guards are completely shocked, as Visai explains that even one S rank individual is considered extremely lucky, but to have 3 S ranked people is unreal. Finally, Mimi walks up to the Krista, but when he puts his hand over the ball, it starts glowing a dim purple color. The goddess doesn't even give him a second thought and tells the next person to come up. Mimo tries to ask what rank he is, but she completely ignores him, so he walks away, realizing that even in this world, he is going to stay a background character. After that, Yasu the nerd walks over to the crystal, who turns out to have a special dark ability inside of him, which another dark hero possessed a while ago and became the strongest. Finally, everyone checks their stats as the goddess tells them that they also have a personal ability which varies from person to person, before telling them that they have to perform a critical ritual now. She calls Mimo in the front, and he is immediately pushed by a guard. She sends him below in a dark pit and claims that Mimo is E-ranked, which is the lowest in the entire class. Historically, the E-ranked people have caused a lot of trouble, so they are usually killed. But since this time they got so many amazing heroes, she will give the E-ranker a chance to save his life, and he will be sent to the Abandoned Ruins, which is a dungeon far away where criminals and monsters are sent. She tells him that if he manages to survive, they will leave him alone and he will get the right to live, otherwise he can kiss his life goodbye. Mimo tries to argue, claiming that he can get better, but the goddess replies that he falls into the category of failure frame, which means that his stats are so low that even after training his ass off, he cannot get better. He gets pissed off and tells the goddess that he never chose to come here. He was summoned against his will and now is being disposed. But Kiri cuts him off and tells him that he is wasting everyone's time as the girls are already tired. While everyone agreed to him, Mimo falls to the ground, defeated, when Yasu walks up to him. Mimo remembers the time when he helped Yasu after he got bullied, but Yasu rejects him and tells him that an E-ranker should talk with more respect to their superiors. Mimo loses all hope as the goddess commences the ritual and throws a leather bag as his special item, which is completely useless. Aya tries to defend Mimo by saying that this is wrong. Frustrated beyond belief, he raises his arm and uses the paralyze spell at the goddess, who easily manages to block it, before calling Mimo a loser for even trying to hit her with his E-ranked skills. Kiri also tries his spell, which creates a huge fireball, as he claims that he was just checking by letting a small amount of mana in the spell. Everyone laughs at the power difference between a loser like Mimo and themselves, while Mimo simply puts his head down as tears fall down his cheeks. He remembers how his younger self used to cry, when suddenly his soul tells him to stop acting like a good person and show them the true nature of your heart, the nature that you have been trying to repress for so long. Mimo finally lets it all go as he looks up with hate-filled eyes and tells the goddess that she is a rotten hoe, and warns him to be ready for him if he ever comes back alive. He immediately gets transported into a dark cave where he tries to open his status but fails because of the low light. He pours some mana into the leather bag and the gem starts glowing, which he uses as a lantern as he moves through the cave. Suddenly he realizes that he has been walking on skeletons, which scares him. He wonders what could have killed all these people when a monster tries to attack him, which he barely dodges and starts running away. The monster starts chasing him while Mimo runs with all his might, thinking whether he should turn around and fight, but his heart knows that the level difference is so great that he will simply die the moment he stops. He starts crying out of fear and gets knocked to the ground because of a rock jutting out of the floor. He turns around to see his death in its face, while frustration over his life takes command of his body. Just as the monster was about to kill him, Mimo ends up trying a last-ditch effort to save his life and shoots the paralyze spell, which to his surprise actually petrifies the monster in place. He immediately gets up and starts running away, but soon he reaches the end of the cave where another bird demon walks up to him, with the raw intent of killing him. Mimo immediately raises his arm once again and uses the paralyze spell, which again freezes the enemy. He realizes that it wasn't a fluke and his spell actually works. But he starts feeling tired, so he opens his stats and notices that his mana was almost completely gone. He realizes that he has another skill left, so he tries to cast a poison spell on the monster, which works very well as the demon starts turning black and bleeding from its body. Mimo sits down on the cave floor wondering why his spells are being so effective against these demons when suddenly he hears something behind him. He turns around to see that the Minotaur demon has managed to break off the spell, and is ready to land the killing blow on Mimo. But this time, instead of running away, all the hatred for everyone who treated him badly comes back to him, and even after being completely depleted, he raises his arms towards the demon, determined that from now on he will kill to live his life, and challenges the demon to fight him, not knowing whether he will survive this time or not. His body quickly goes into a flight or fight mode, where he starts thinking about any way to escape this situation, while he gets completely surrounded by multiple monsters waiting to devour him. He wonders what will happen if he tries to use skills even though he doesn't have any mana as in the games he played. When a person did that, they ended up dying. He decides that he doesn't have any options as if he doesn't try, he is definitely getting killed. So he turns towards one of the monsters and uses his paralyze spell on it. The spell doesn't work, and the monster starts attacking him relentlessly, while he tries to dodge and back off. He realizes that using the same spell twice on a monster won't be very useful, when suddenly he notices that he has unlocked a new spell called Sleep. Just when the monster was about to flatten him into dirt, Mimo ends up using the Sleep spell on it, and to his surprise, the monster stops in its tracks and falls over to the ground, motionless. He immediately uses his poison spell on the beast as well, so that it doesn't come back to attack him later, but using these skills without having any mana is taking a toll on his health. Before he could even make a plan, he notices that a huge horde of monsters is running towards him at full speed, while he wonders whether he has enough health to deal with all these monsters or not. He uses his magical bag as a flashbang, which blinds the monsters, after which he starts using his paralyze spell on all of them, stopping them immediately. He stands there wondering whether he should use poison spell on all of them as well, but realizes he doesn't have enough health for that. Suddenly, to his horror, a bunch of other monsters emerge from the depths of the dungeons, completely overwhelming his senses. But he decides that he won't die without a fight, and starts using his paralyze ability on any monster that would come near him. Soon his body starts feeling heavy as he feels dizzy, but he manages to stand his ground. But just when everything seemed lost, he ends up leveling up. Immediately his mana gets replenished and his status gets an upgrade, which helps him fire off even more paralyze spells on the enemy, saving himself for the time being. He realizes that he got leveled up because the bird monster died thanks to his poison spell. This gives him an idea as he starts paralyzing all of them, determined to gain as many levels as possible, while he fights for his life. He realizes that he has gotten a new skill, which lets him target a whole group at once, so he paralyzes them all together, as he wonders why his spell didn't work on the goddess, because ever since he came to this dungeon, the success rate has been 100%. He then casually walks past all of the enemies, while using his poison spell on them. He levels up once again when the monsters start dying, so he sits down on a rock, smiling as he realizes that he has created a real-life XP farm from Minecraft with which he can gain a lot of levels. He checks his status and is stunned to see that he is already level 250, and his mana point is insanely high as well. Another monster dies and he again gains multiple levels at once. He then uses his sleep spell on all of them to level up the spell as well, and again when the monster died he got a bunch of levels, to the point where he became level 500 within a matter of minutes. He decides that with these many levels, he can definitely make it out of here alive, but decides to keep his guard up as there are a lot of monsters alive still. He stands up and looks at the remaining monsters, when suddenly they turn around and start running away from him. He scavenges whatever pieces of equipment he can acquire from the dead body of adventurers lying around and manages to find himself a cloak and some other small items. He starts walking deeper into the cave with even more monsters, but realizes that he hasn't eaten in a while, and is extremely hungry. He has no idea where he can find food, but then he remembers the monsters that he has already killed. He returns back to the scene of massacre, and finds a monster on which the poison spell has worn off. He then takes out his sword and tries to hack a piece of meat from it, only to realize that the skin is too hard. Discouraged, he wonders whether even after killing every monster, he will end up dying of hunger. Suddenly, he notices the gem on the bag glowing a weird purple, so he gets up to inspect it. To his surprise, he opens it to find some jerky and a bottle of Coke inside. This brings tears to his eyes as he hungrily drinks the liquid, almost choking on it. He starts munching on the jerky in peace, wondering how this bag